Single woman cries because she's tired of this.
I just can't take this anymore.
Of what, you ask? Have a listen.
I'm not trying to be one of those like melodramatic girls who gets on TikTok and crying. I just happen to be a crier, sorry. I'm so goddamn tired of being the fifth wheel or the third wheel. And I got into it with my friend today. And then she was like, well, it's a lose-lose. Either they don't invite you and then you're hurt because you're left out, or invite you and you're the third or the fifth wheel. I'm just over it. I'm exhausted by it. I'm like fucking tired of it.
Let me stop her there. Lovely woman in tears because she's tired of being the fifth wheel, third wheel, the extra person. When she meets her friends, they seem to be partnered up. So it's always 2 plus 1, her being the plus 1, or 4, 2 couples plus 1 being her.
I just can't take this anymore.
The fifth wheel in that situation, or third wheel if it's 1 couple and her being the extra. Being the third wheel is not nice, but the point I want to make with this particular video here of this woman crying in her car is all women are not built to be these independent, single, strong, modern women.
I don't need a man.
Who don't need men. That's an absolute BS internet narrative. It's a feminist narrative as well, because let's be honest, this woman is distraught. Distraught. Because even though she's single, possibly quite successful, does it matter? Nope. Does it matter when she doesn't have anyone who makes her appreciate herself for being that special? Yeah, it's quite sad.
I'm tired of feeling like the loser who doesn't have someone. I'm tired of feeling like the person who like doesn't know how to like grow up and move on with their life. I'm tired of feeling like shame because like no one's chosen me, or I haven't found somebody that like, and like for the most part I feel like I'm good and I don't really like, you know, stress about it. But every now and again it just hits me when I'm just like, yep, my plans this weekend include being the fifth wheel to multiple dinners, parties, happy hours.
And I want to make this point here as well. A lot of women that are single, not women that are single by choice, but a lot of women that are single where it's not really their choice. A lot of them would turn and say, you know what, I don't need a man.
Dirty, musty, crusty men.
Not because they don't.
Nope.
Oh, come on, really, please. Reality is, no, she does want a man and possibly need one. But what I've realized, a lot of women cope by saying, I don't need one, I don't need one. If they were honest like this woman here, mentioning the point that, well,
I'm tired of feeling like shame because like no one's
chosen me. I haven't been chosen yet. Chosen. Or I haven't found a man that wants me yet. If a lot more women were honest with that perspective, it wouldn't make men seem like villains all the time. But we're just horrible men that make these women want to be single. All women don't want to be single. But the fact is, a lot of women are stuck in this position because a lot of men hear the independent woman narrative and rhetoric and like, you know what? Fuck that. I'll leave women to it. So women like this suffer. My point is, women like this suffer because of other cultural narratives, feminism, and just women lying to each other that you don't need a man. A lot of them don't. A lot of them do though. Come on.
It's not a big deal. I have like a million things going for me, but sometimes it just hits me.
How the fuck are we meant to meet people in this day and age?
I don't know.
People say, oh, I want to meet someone in a bar. Can't fucking hear ya because the music's that loud that literally it's a struggle.
And your music's quite loud as well, but okay.
It's a struggle.
Carry on.
And then the majority of the time you have eye contact with someone all night, but neither of you have got the balls to say anything to each other. So really it's just wasted eye contact, isn't it? And then don't even get me started on dating apps.
Dating apps are pretty crap, to be honest. You can go on there, have some fun. It's a good way to like quell your boredom. If you're bored as fuck, like, yeah, I'm just gonna go on a dating app and waste someone else's time. Make them think they're special and wanted. Realistically, for a lot of people, dating apps are just a crutch. It's not even to find anyone. The companies don't want you to find anyone. They make profit by you continually searching. They make profit off your loneliness and sadness. So like, F those dating apps. Have fun if you can, have fun on them. But for a lot of people, those dating apps are absolute bollocks.
It's a struggle. People use dating apps literally to seek validation to make themselves feel better.
Exactly.
Or they sit, try and match with people, don't match with anyone that they want, and then they actually end up feeling shitter about themselves than what they did before they made the download. I think even sometimes when we do fancy someone on a dating app or we do fancy someone on social media, we can't even be arsed engaging in conversation because of the chance of another failed talking stage.
Yeah, another failed talking stage, another waste of time. Another chick you thought was probably special, you know, as a man, you thought, hey, she's she's okay.
She's crazy.
And you realize, no, she's not. Just like the rest of them. Leave me alone. You're just like the rest of them women. Oh my God. More wasted time, wasted attempts. You know, after a while, it would become draining as a human being, trying to find someone in this mess of a dating pool. And every time you dredge that dating pool, you're just coming back with hands and clumps of just crap. Old bicycles, rubbish, a random shoe, probably some old used needles and old condoms. Just,
Disgusting.
But that's what you get from the dating pool when you dredge that pool.
This generation is fucked. So many people say it. I want to meet someone the old-fashioned way, but we're all too scared to do so.
Red flags that should make you run for the hills. The number one red flag, in my opinion, that should scare the shit out of you is an insecure man.
Interesting. Being a red flag, that's an obvious red flag, but let's listen.
Or woman. Fucking run, Forrest, run. You know why? For a couple different reasons. You will never be enough for an insecure person because they don't see themselves as enough. Therefore, they cannot value you as enough. So instead of them ever celebrating you, they will try to dim your light so that they can see you on the same playing field as them.
That part there, you can understand why a lot of people are single. A lot of people have dated some downright narcissists who have actually ruined their future prospects because
No one cares.
they've just been traumatized out of their senses. It's like, can you even trust anyone again? And if you do, how much?
The arguments will become, oh, you think you're better, because they know that you're better. You cannot love these people to security. You cannot. You will never be able to love somebody more than they love themselves. Never. Ever. But I digress. The majority of insecure people also cheat. They cheat to validate themselves because they don't realize that cheating on you is also cheating themselves.
Honestly, a lot of people that cheat don't care. They don't care about how they hurt the people they're cheating on. They care about getting their needs and wants met and their validation. So they don't really care about hurting someone else.
Because they only thrive on feeding their ego. And how better than to feed their ego is to say that they got that one in the bag, they got that one in the bag. You get one, just like Oprah. Being with somebody who's insecure will also make it impossible for you to thrive. You will be afraid to live life to your fullest capacity because you're more worried about their comfort and security than your own. So you don't end up doing the things that you want to do or making the moves that you want to make for the sake of salvaging the relationship.
And one of the worst things you could ever do as a man is try to salvage an insecure woman. Point in my previous video, it doesn't matter what you do for certain women, they will never be content. Her trauma is her trauma and it will always be her trauma. If she can't come out of it, she's going to drag you down and beat you with her experienced trauma. There's no winning that as a man.
Choosing to be with an insecure person will also isolate you. You will no longer have friends. You may not even be able to see your family because it causes problems. You will lose any sense of autonomy because they are not okay with you being you. Because how could you be you without them? That is a fucking insult to an insecure person, and they will make you pay the price for that.
Being with someone that makes you feel single is worse than just being single, because at least you have a peace of mind instead of another piece of trauma.
I just can't take this anymore.
Yeah? Have a nice day.